Hello, my name is Doris, and I am Little Bird Products. Welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome if this is your first time here. And as I always say, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. It does help the channel. And please do watch till the end. Watch hours are very important to me right now while I'm still on the road to full monetization. What I am going to do today is I'm going to give you a little update on my latest scrap busting needle felting project. I'm going to show you the results of what I did, and in the end I will show you some pictures of the shirts that I made this week using the pockets that I had put the needle felted embellishments on. And then before I do that, right after this, I will show you my latest little needle felting scrap project, and it was one that it turned out okay. I did use what I made, but I can't say that it was as successful as the first one, and sometimes that's the way things go. I have still been having WhatNot consume a large part of my day, getting ready for tomorrow's WhatNot show, because that'll be our third show, and our second one where my thrifting buddy Tammy, my sewing protege, and I are doing it together. So we're getting ready for that and getting inventory in the store. So please watch if you can tomorrow, Wednesday at 3 o'clock. That's the first Wednesday in June. And we have changed our time to mid-afternoon to be at 3 o'clock. And tomorrow is going to be our first thrifting show, and that's thrifted items that are too special to upcycle. So we're going to be auctioning off some things, and that hopefully we can sell some few things, because that's the last, well, next to the last step in our process of understanding WhatNot and how things work. And I've learned some more things from a technical perspective this week about streaming with WhatNot, but I'm not going to even address those or look at them until after we've sold our first item and gone through the whole shipping process, because it is a bit different with WhatNot. So this has been a learning and experimenting week so far. For the rest of the week, this is my midweek check-in. For the rest of the week, what I want to do is get some more, a few more shirts with my cantha sides made, and finish my experimenting with the scrap busting needle felting projects. So far that's been a success, but now I need to decide, is it worth the time that it takes to do it? Should I be doing something else with my scrap? Am I enjoying it? And then I want to make that decision this week. The other thing I want to do is kind of swap out the things that I have on my, what I call my projects to do rack in my craft room. I have some jackets on there that I've had on there for a little while that I wanted to upcycle, and now I need to think through that. Am I going to focus on the jackets now that the weather is warmer, or do I just need to put those jackets away back in my backstock and pull out some more graphic t-shirts and do some more graphic t-shirts, because that's what's been selling in the store this week. And when we do the first show in September, it'll still be really warm here, and I think people will like to buy those. And I do have quite a few jackets already upcycled in my Etsy store. So that's what this week's going to do, and stay tuned for needle felting update and a couple snippets from our first couple of WhatNot shows. I thought maybe you might enjoy that if you weren't able to tune in. I'm able to cut snippets out of those shows because I'm learning that they record them, and the recorded videos are up there for about 30 days, but I can only download snippets. So I'm going to put a few of those in here, and have a great rest of the week, everybody. Bye. Okay, I'm going to try a little something new. I'm still playing around with my needle felting on my embroidery machine, but what I think I'm going to do is, this is half of the backside of a sleeve, and what I want to do with it is, I'm thinking, that's the first problem, I'm thinking, I want to do some a little bit of embroidery on this because I have a logo that's on the pocket of some of these shirts that I thrifted, and I want to cover it up. And I'm thinking that would make it really cute. These are the needle felted pockets. Oh, I've got a little thread on it that I did with the fleece, and that looked cute. And I just used a soft piece of, I don't have it right here with me, a piece of like this. It's fleece that I used to make my pillows out of. So this, what I do is I have the whole pocket here because I line it with the other side of the pocket. I made 2 pockets, and I'm going to put this on one of the shirts. The pocket goes on the side like this. This is where you put your hand in, and this is the bottom. And I think these turned out really, really nice. I'm real pleased with those. And they're kind of soft because I leave those little pieces of fleece, the leftovers, I leave it inside. But for this one, what I want to do is I want to try something different. So this is going to be a total experiment. These are they're the little cutoffs that happen when I serge stuff. And I was serging my cantha blankets, the edge of them, and so I was capturing these pieces of cloth. And I have taken these and made, I showed you before, these pockets where they're kind of like artwork, and this is what I put in there. This is all stitched down and quilted, and that makes a little heavier pocket. So I wanted something different rather than throw these little pieces of material in the trash. I was thinking if I put some water-soluble stabilizer over the top of this to kind of keep it together. That's really very soft, permeable stuff that you usually use as a backing on when you're doing your embroidery. And I thought, well, if I put a piece of that on top, that would kind of keep this down flat, and then embroider my image because this is the wrong side of the pocket. And when you use that felting, that needle, it pushes that fabric or that thread through and leaves a design on the other side. So that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to go and find my water-soluble stabilizer, lay that down, and then I'm going to get my image embroidering, and then I'll bring it back and show you what that looks like. Total experiment. Sometimes they win, and
Okay, I'm finished
embroidering, and I know it just looks like a grand mess because in the middle of this, I discovered that because of the way I wadded up this clippings from the serger, it made it a little high, and so what I did is I took it off, I unhooped it, well, I left it hooped. I took it over to my ironing board and I turned this upside down. I put it on a piece of parchment paper because, well, what do you call it? Yeah, parchment paper, because I knew that this was sticky, and I turned it upside down, and then I ironed this, not on this side, but the other side flat a little bit, and that way it flattened this out. I should have ironed it down, smooshed it down a little more to begin with. I haven't turned it over yet to see what it looks like, so this is the grand reveal. It'll either work or a little bit of mess. Oh, well, it's kind of a messy mess, but actually it's kind of cute. I like that. It makes it all those different colors. It pushes all that thread through. Now what I'm going to do, I like that because I'm just going to use it to cover up this logo that's on these shirts. They're, see, it's Black Rock Ranch. And what I want to do is just take and cut a piece of that out with that circle on it just to cover this up so that you won't see that anymore. I mean, there's a lot of things I could have done, but, you know, why not try it? And so I sort of kind of like this. I think I like the fuzziness of it, and it's just, you know, kind of different. I don't know if it was worth the effort, but it was kind of fun to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I will take the cantha that's the same color, and that's what I'm going to put the sides of this shirt. So this will kind of match what the cantha is. I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything with the pockets. If I do have some yellow, but that doesn't really go with it. If I can find a piece of scrap that's black or orange, because that's pretty much the colors in the cantha. I might do something different on the pockets. Maybe I'll use that same embroidery, the circle stuff, and put it on the pockets. So we'll see. So much for an experiment for today. Now I'm going to take it. I do have to take it, and this is water soluble. We'll see what kind of a mess that is. I'll rinse this off, and then I'm going to cut that out for an applique on there. Alrighty.
One side is plaid, and I have labels on mine that have my little shop name, because I do also have an Etsy shop. And then on the back is the patch, and on the back the fabric is floral, and it's like pink and blue. And so this would be great as like a little summer, like putting it over a tank or a tee, like with shorts. Or it can be for fall, because I know like in Texas it gets hot. So if you wear long sleeves, it has to be very thin. So anyways, just a super fun, kind of a funky shirt. This is a medium. So I would say this would probably fit from small to probably large, but I'm going to give you measurements so you can see. So we go. I think arm to arm was 21, and the length is.
Hey, Melinda. Hi. And hi, Tammy. Oh, good. Tammy, you can watch for comments if you would.